From the time recording this, yesterday, a new indie pilot came out for a show called Gameoverse. Gameoverse was made by an indie animation studio that I and many others have been following for a while, Glitch Productions. You may know Glitch Productions from their series such as Murder Drones, The Amazing Digital Circus, or for indie pilots that haven't really grown out of one episode yet, Knights of Guinevere and the Gaslight District. Now, the premise of this show is actually pretty interesting. It follows a cat girl named Kit, voice acted by Erica Lindbeck, and a almost boulder-like character named Caboodle, voice acted by Jonathan Schlatt, also known as Jay Schlatt on the internet. As well as this, we also have a dinosaur-like character named Gobbles, voice acted by Aaron Hansen. The pilot got a really good reception from viewers. However, there are some complaints and a lot of good things that people have said about it. We are going to get into all of these things in today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the Gameoverse or Glitch at all, and you want any news about the indie workspace in 2026. Okay, starting off with the good things, it has this really cool 2D/3D aspect that I don't see much at all. It's actually pretty creative, and it's not the same Sony animation 2D/3D style. It's its own very creative style I don't think I've seen in a lot of animation, even with big studios, let alone Glitch Studios or any indie animation. It's just very impressive and very creative, and clearly a huge step up from Rubber Ross's last version of Gameoverse. If you don't know, Rubber Ross is the creator of Gameoverse. And believe it or not, Gameoverse was a thing years ago. Like, I'm talking back all the way to 2009. There were episodes airing of this show that Rubber Ross made. He really worked hard on the web series, but unfortunately, it just was not that good due to he was literally a kid, I think. So it wasn't that great, clearly. It's like kind of like your second grade science project, you know? Now, with all due respect, the show so far is amazing. However, there are a lot of complaints. A lot of these complaints stem from the fan service. And if you don't know what I mean by fan service, I mentioned earlier how this character was a cat girl. And, I don't know if you've been on the internet a lot, but if you know that, these characters can get sexualized a lot. And they thought that Rubber Ross may have went a little overboard, and Glitch have went a little overboard when it comes to their fan service. They've gone a little too far with going up close on skirts and just making a lot of viewers, female and male, feel uncomfortable. Now, with all due respect to the show, I myself too had felt uncomfortable. Other than these small complaints, Gameoverse is turning out to be the next big thing. I am really impressed by the show personally, as a game developer and indie animator myself. It is a really cool thing, as all of Glitch's stuff just generally inspires me to work on my works and really boosts me up to work harder. And specifically, Gameoverse holds a special place in my heart, considering that Rubber Ross created such a, and no offense, horrible original version of this when he was younger, and the point that it gets such a huge upgrade just warms my heart. I'm really hoping that the Gameoverse will be as big as the Amazing Digital Circus was. It made such a big mark that it got its final episode to be on the big screen. I'm hoping that Gameoverse gets this treatment as well, as it deserves it just as much, and seeing how it's going, if not more than the Amazing Digital Circus. I am so excited to see the progress of this show, and it's turning out to be one of my favorite glitch shows, and might just be one of my favorite indie shows in general. It looks really good, and I'm going to be making a lot of videos on it as new news comes out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like for more news on indie animation and indie things in general, and thank you for your time.